Hello everyone, welcome to the U.S. Immigration Hub. Breaking news. A major shift inside the U.S. immigration system has sent shockwaves through communities across the country as December 2025 begins with one of the most significant federal policy adjustments of the year. Tonight, families, applicants, and longtime residents are trying to understand what these sudden changes mean for their status, their travel plans, and the future of their immigration journey. The administration's new visa processing pause, the heightened review of green card cases, and the nationwide tightening of screening procedures have transformed what should have been a predictable end-of-year period into a moment of nationwide concern. This is USA Immigration Hub, and before we move further, make sure you subscribe, like, and share so you never miss any critical update. The week began with a confirmation from the administration that a temporary yet open-ended pause on certain immigration streams would take immediate effect. Officials have described it as a security-focused measure that builds upon the June 2025 travel order, though they have not released a detailed country list. What they have said publicly is enough to generate widespread attention. The pause is broader than earlier region-based restrictions, touching new immigrant visa processing, certain employment categories, and eligibility for several visa classifications that traditionally move more predictably through the system. Inside immigration circles, analysts note the timing. The end of the year has historically been a period where policy shifts occur quickly, and, the December announcement fits that pattern. Families who had been waiting for appointments, approvals, and travel clearances now face new questions about how long delays might last and what additional steps they will need to take to keep their cases progressing. The most immediate development came when the Department of Homeland Security confirmed it had launched a re-examination of certain green cards already issued to individuals from countries flagged under the revised security criteria. The department has emphasized that this does not mean mass revocations or automatic penalties. Instead, they describe it as a targeted review meant to verify prior background checks and identify unresolved issues such as incomplete documentation, long absences from the United States, or pending security-related inquiry. Green card holders who have lived in the United States for years are now taking extra caution, updating their addresses, gathering important paperwork, and, honestly, keeping a closer eye on official notices. Immigration attorneys across the country report a noticeable increase in the number of lawful permanent residents seeking travel advice. Many want to know whether leaving the United States could expose them to longer re-entry screenings or questions about their time abroad. Legal experts clarify that green card holders are still protected under federal law and are not subject to visa bans, but they also emphasize that border officers have broad authority to conduct detailed inspections when they believe additional verification is warranted. That possibility has made many families think twice about taking non-essential trips during the review period. For those applying for visas abroad, particularly individuals waiting at the National Visa Center, this week has brought significant disruptions. Several United States embassies have quietly delayed December appointments. Applicants expecting a routine interview have received sudden notices telling them to wait for updated instructions. Reports from consular sections suggest that these delays are not complete shutdowns of operations, but targeted pauses in categories linked to the new directive. Applicants from countries not included in the expanded review continue to see standard scheduling, although even those cases may experience slower movement as field offices redistribute workloads and implement updated screening procedures. Inside the United States, applicants pursuing adjustment of status have not faced formal restrictions, but new internal guidance has instructed USCIS officers to apply enhanced verification standards. Officers may now request stronger supporting evidence for marriage-based applications, review background checks more thoroughly, and delay adjudications where documentation is incomplete. As the administration focuses heavily on verification before final approval, applicants who are preparing documentation are being encouraged to ensure that every form supporting record and identity document is complete and organized. Even routine cases may face more detailed examination under the new guidance, and attorneys are advising families not to assume that missing information will be corrected through simple requests for evidence. Accuracy and completeness from the beginning of the submission process are now more important than ever. Meanwhile, rights organizations, including the National Immigration Law Center, have issued public reminders urging green card holders to avoid extended travel during this period of heightened review. Their concern is the potential for longer screenings at ports of entry, especially for holders returning from countries associated with updated security criteria. Although lawful permanent residents maintain strong legal protections, the increased scrutiny can lead to delays that disrupt personal plans or, honestly, complicate an already stressful process. This latest visa announcement is also connected to broader enforcement activity already underway. The Department of Homeland Security has expanded the use of rapid screenings for individuals who fall out of status or who are flagged during routine interactions with law enforcement. These screenings are not aimed specifically at green card holders, but, the overall environment has become more cautious for anyone with a pending application, a complex travel record, or unresolved immigration matters. Even with all these developments, legal scholars emphasize that significant changes to the rights of green card holders would face strong judicial challenges. Federal courts have historically required clear due process protections before any attempt to revoke or alter lawful permanent resident status. Experts encourage residents to remain calm but attentive, check their USCIS accounts regularly, keep their documentation organized, and respond promptly to any official correspondence. For thousands of families, this has been an emotionally exhausting week. Many had hoped that December would bring the final approvals, clear travel plans, or completed interviews they've been waiting months, sometimes years, to receive. Instead, the announcement has introduced new uncertainty just as many applicants were preparing for family reunifications, new job opportunities, or long-term transitions into life in the United States. However, it's important to understand that policy announcements often evolve as federal agencies prepare and publish formal instructions. What is known today may look different once DHS and the State Department release more detailed guidance in the coming days. These details will clarify which countries are included, how long the processing pause is expected to last, how the re-examination of green cards will operate, and whether any visa categories will receive exemptions. For now, immigration professionals recommend that applicants remain informed, avoid unnecessary travel, check official accounts frequently, and consult qualified attorneys if they receive unexpected notices or requests. With the new year approaching, the immigration landscape is expected to shift again. Families waiting abroad should be prepared for changes at the National Visa Center and at consular posts, especially if their cases fall under categories tied to the new security review. Those filing from within the United States should double-check that forms are accurate, fees are updated, documents are complete, and all evidence is properly attached. This is a period where staying informed is not only helpful, it is essential. As December continues and 2026 approaches, USA State will keep bringing verified reports, agency updates, and clear guidance to help you navigate the rapidly changing immigration environment. We remain committed to providing factual, accurate, and timely information that supports every applicant, every family, and every lawful resident working through their journey. Thank you for watching USA Immigration Hub channel. If you found this report helpful, make sure to subscribe, like, and share so you stay informed with every major national update. We will continue monitoring these developments closely.